Okay, I'm here with Matt Stiles, who's the lead coach of the Under-19 Colts, ahead of a big weekend of Colts rugby at the club. The Under-19s are playing the Hornets at 2 o'clock on Sunday in the quarter-final of the national competition, and the Under-17s are playing Huttlecote, is that right?
Yep.
2:30 on Sunday. So Matt, we spoke earlier in the season, and at that stage you weren't quite sure how the season was going to go for the Under-19s. How do you think it's gone so far?
Well, we've had a fantastic season thus far. The guys have really sort of put into practice what we hoped they would. They worked really hard, 19s, all of them. You know, we keep saying to them it's a massive squad effort, and I think we've used something like 30 players throughout the season, so it definitely shows that a strong squad will get you places.
Yeah. So do you think we've got a particularly good batch of Colts this year, or is it hard to tell?
Well, it is. I mean, given that we've played, you know, a splattering of league fixtures, and we've played some really quite good teams in the cup, and the guys have quite comfortably dealt with what's been put in front of them. Yeah, I'd say they are a really good bunch. We've got a good balance in the 19s. There's some guys with real outstanding talent, and there's some other guys that maybe not the flamboyant rugby players, but they're hard workers, and hard work does get you a long way at this stage, and it's still a development age. So a lot of the guys that are developing things are not necessarily brilliant players right now, but because they're working so hard now, they will become really good players as they get older, you know, as they reach sort of 22, 23.
Yeah.
And the work they do now, it's all very well to be winning now, but really those guys want to be winning by the time they're, you know, 22, 23 until they're 30 odd, and their playing career's winding down, really.
Sure. So the Colts have become even more important this season because some have been playing first-team rugby, and it's clearly Colts rugby is the future of Newbury Rugby Club. Do you think you have to be mindful about balancing the weight of expectation on these players?
Well, it's just keeping them enthusiastic about rugby. The guys are playing a lot of rugby, and for those guys that have been able to make the step up, it's been a really good platform for them to test themselves in a stronger environment that 19s can provide. And when they come back to the 19s, then they have to bring that level of sort of dedication and professionalism back to the rest of the 19s. And we've struck a really good balance. One of the things we're working on really hard throughout the season has been leadership and getting the guys used to being leaders on the pitch, and having those guys having experience of the next level up has been invaluable to all of the players in the squad.
Okay, so in terms of preparation for Sunday's match, what have you been doing?
Well, we've been working really hard. We've been trying to be as professional as we can be. So we set out a 4-week plan, which culminates on Sunday with the game, where the guys set out, and this was largely player-led, the guys set out their objectives for the 4 weeks, and pretty much they've succeeded in that. They turn up to training on time, which means that, you know, if they've got an hour and a half slot for their training session, rather than get there late and then takes even longer to get in, they are ready to go at 7 o'clock, which has meant we've given them a good, 90-minute training session each week, and their professionalism is shown in the games. They're much more switched on, and they're getting much better at reading situations on the pitch, which I think at this age is really why we've been so successful. The guys can work out what's going wrong, fix it, work out what's going right, and keep doing that. And that has been a real tribute to their sort of success, really, has been based a lot on that.
Okay. So is there sort of a tendency to focus on the Cup, or is the league equally important?
No, the league's important for us, but I think I sat down with the other coaches in the Colts, and we'd sort of made the decision that the Cup is our real focus. So and the players know this as well, that we'll pick a team to start against the Cup, and sometimes, the players are always aware that they may be sat on the bench for a whole Cup game and not get on. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened so far. We've had most games won with 20 minutes to go, so other players get a chance to play and then actually drive us on as subs should do. In the league, it's been slightly different. We've toyed around with different ideas and different playing things, but it's worked out for us. I mean, we have one narrow loss in the league, but apart from that, we've had a really successful league campaign as well.
Okay, so what do we know about the Hornets?
We don't know much. I've been told that they were beaten finalists in the competition last year, and they seem very strong this year. They've had a good series of results, so we don't know much about them. We've been trying to do some scout work, but it's always quite difficult. You never know if they were good last year, it's no indication that they'll be outstanding this year. So we've been, as you do at this age, you focus on yourself, and that's what we've been doing in training for the last sort of 4 weeks, is focusing on what we can do to be better, so that Sunday we're at peak performance, give ourselves the best shot as we can of having a really good performance on the weekend, because we always base everything on performance, and so far that's equated to results as well, which is not always possible.
No. So last question then, if anyone's thinking of coming down, can you just talk about how important it is for them to have lots of support?
Oh, massive. The guys have said, they're whenever there's been a big crowd up here, they really play their best stuff. These guys thrive under pressure, and it's been this far. The more pressure you put on these guys, the more they step up to the mark and perform. And if there is a big crowd up there, they'll want to put on a good show of rugby for the crowd that are watching as well. And it really is a 16th player on the pitch if the crowd are really cheering for you.
Okay, so best of luck and hope we win.
Thank you.
Thank you.